Good day. Ooh, looks like I am getting a little color. I've only been out there. It's not quite a burn, it's just pink. So I will have to take care of it. Anyway, good morning. It is now April 5th. August 5th. At least I got the A right. And it's a low day today. I realized when I tried to calibrate my pump that it wasn't pumping. Or not pumping, sorry, it wasn't accepting the calibration. And I tried and I tried. Next thing I felt, oh, I don't feel my transmitter. I forgot to turn it back on, so I've gone a day without it. And I guess now I am low. It's just all the time that thing rings. Anyway, we're heading out. I have my trusty tool to keep myself cool. I tried to do that on Nico, but I went shopping today just so I could take Nico. I got shaved later today, to a grocery store. And we walked up and down the dairy aisle. And he cooled down. He's huffing and puffing a little bit right now. But after, we'll go into the bush and we'll just take him for a walk. And he'll be able to relax. So, the only problem is I have to take him up and around. Oops. Anyway, so how many of you, being a brittle diabetic, have constant lows where you take your glucagon, your great glucagon shot, and it brings you up for a bit, but then you're soon down in the flats. So, we have to take care of these pretty damn quick. Because I don't want to be taken back to Royal Columbian Hospital. Because when I left, there were people there, mainly the social work team, saying, we won't have anything. If you leave, we're not going to have anything else to do with you. Which is a bunch of hogwash. If I showed up in emergency, they would have to take me. So, I don't know about you, but eating doesn't really increase things. So I'm going to have to come up with a different thing. And just take care of things. Now, sorry, I was just looking to see if someone's there. My lows are usually me almost exactly as I am, or that's what I think. People say, especially the nurses at the hospital, said you're florid. I'm probably over-exaggerating now. But you know what? I probably do. But to myself, in my mind, I'm saying things fine. But we all have to be careful and make sure whatever works for you. Now, I have heard corn syrup, just straight corn syrup. But to me, I've used um, what do you call that? Pancake syrup to keep me in line. So, you all need to come up with your own and work with either your diabetic educator or your family doctor or your diabetic endocrinologist. You kind of have to. Now, we all know that we can be low and we can be high. But it's important that we do something about it. I'd like to know what things you use to bring out a low. Because food takes its time. But you have to eat to get your protein levels up. So who knows? It's just a bunch of crazy business with me. But I can only take so much. Glucagon, in my mind, no one has said, oh, you can only take so much. Let's check and see if people are around. But, some people need to take care of themselves and no CMs in front of me. Now, my diabetic nurse, I guess, or at the iConnect Center in New Westminster, BC, has come up with an interesting plan. It's that you really have different sugars. So you start off with something simple, and it could be even simple as rockets. But, after that, it goes up, and then you get a can of Coke. And I'm always hoping that a can of Coke will do it. But it's almost like my body is storing up the insulin and waiting for it to have some trigger, and it lets it go. The Dale tribe, the mother, has, I think, a saying or an emotion about diabetes, and it's diabetes. Oh, and that's what I feel like. Ideally, you want control. I really feel the highs now. But the lows, I still don't feel anything. You have to sit in hypoglycemia and awareness. It's something we all have to work upon. If you have diabetes and you have diabetes unawareness, or you are brittle, that if you go and are admitted to the hospital, you've had a serious low, and you're admitted to the hospital, then you're going to be there for a while. There's no simple answer a lot of times. And I've had doctors come and say, well, we'll give you this, and, your body will do what it's supposed to do. And it's like, have you read my chart? Probably not. So, keeping things with you at all times, if you start to drop, I start at 6. I'll start with usually a chalky kind of candy, and maybe a sweet drink, or crackers and peanut butter, and then I'd move on to other things. But that's the kind of plan I'm talking about. Have different types of sugar if that's what they want you to do. I have peanut butter and crackers, and then it moves on. You can have sweet juice, but it's all kind of like different sugars can work. And I think if you don't, you're just going to be wheeled into the hospital left, right, and center. One time, I went to Safeway, and just wanted to get some cat litter. If I seem a little hazy in that, it's because we have some smoke hanging around. And I ended up just spinning around in circles in the middle of Safeway. Great fun, eh? But it's all good. Hey guys, well, we're out, and the smoke has moved into Vancouver. A lot of diabetics who have respiratory ailments are going to have problems. It's really dropped. You can sort of feel it today. It hasn't bothered me as of yet, but I've been inside except out to walk Nico. So we're going to go and just have a slight walk and just see how bad it is. It is sort of, my eyes feel a bit more itchy, but you do what you have to do. Nico needs to go, but the sun, a funny point today to notice is that this morning I came out here and it seemed very foggy. Not foggy, smoky. It's actually a beautiful summer day, but it's just the clouds. And we gotta take him out and gotta expose ourselves to this. Okay, we're out of the trail now, and it's a little bit clearer. The smoke has seemed to move up to the higher altitudes again. This morning it was fairly close. Everyone So, but we get used to it. Yeah. Well, my stick broke, so just gonna do this by hand. And all of a sudden it does seem a lot clearer. But just, I think, they tell you kind of a funny joke. that we were out early this morning, and I said, God, it's very hazy. The clouds must have fallen, or the smoke has really come down. And, all of a sudden I'm thinking, I've never had that before. And I think I took off my glasses to take a look at my apps on my phone. And God behold, I had to clean my glasses. But, all things, that's just something little. A lot of things can happen with you and your diabetes. A simple thing. I used to go out and, I had to go to work functions, and I never really cared about the sugar, and that made it a hell of a lot difficult to control my blood sugars. Now, if you have some sugar or carbohydrates, the bumpy road here, well, just take care of it. And, you have to ensure, that you don't get sunburns, that if things come up with diabetes, don't just sort of sit and wait and say, oh, well, I'll just see if it gets better. You need to take action. So make sure you do take action and ensure that you do everything you can to make sure that it's fine. Like for myself, this got very dark again. I always carry my pump supplies with me, something to eat, and stuff like that. But, yeah, that's better. You have to take precautions. I used to always say, well, I'll just get something if I need it. But I think diabetics are the worst people. It's sort of like, well, you can't have sugar, so people try to take it away. But, when does that sort of stop? We need to ensure that we have extra insulin with us, and you can buy little refrigeration kits for it now. I have a lunch pail where I carry snacks, whatever I need in a large amount, because if I go low, I go low. And, you have to take care of you. If you have to say no, or I'm going to be late for something because there's a diabetes issue, don't worry about it. Just do it. Your friends will definitely understand. Work colleagues will probably enjoy having you at full speed rather than, I am here for a job interview, or I'm here for a job, Because I can tell you, when I worked at 7-Eleven, I would be on the till. I would be scanning things. And I knew that when I had my break and I would just keep going, and I wouldn't say anything if my break was late from coming. And you know what? I fell into problems. There's one time where I went on a break, and the thought in my mind was that, oh my God, I'm gonna have to get something to drink. I'm gonna have to get a Coke. Well, on my way, I stopped and or tripped or something, and there was a Rice-A-Roni display, and I knocked that thing all over the store. I think I broke boxes, and so it was obviously an ambulance was called. Ugh. But you know that was because of late, and it's like, oh well, we don't know. And there were times I was giving out too much money and everything. So now, if I could work, I would. But I would do it with saying, okay, these are the break times you have specified. It's the kind of thing, well, will you allow me to have a drink of Coke around the till? And a lot of times they'll say yes. Hey, so remember, you have to take care of you. I know it's difficult sometimes, especially if you're starting a new job. You say, well, can I have a break at such and such a time? You know, and I think a lot of bosses will be a little bit more open to this if they know why. So you should always tell a friend at work, tell your boss. It's all about you. Have a great day. We'll talk to you.